I'm Clay Newman. This is the Zoo Review.
In this episode, we're going to be talking about a cold-blooded, beady-eyed little predator. No, not that one. No. It's close. Yeah, there it is. The western fence lizard. They're smaller than the alligator lizard, which is the other popular one here in California, and adults could be anywhere from 4 to 8 inches long. They're striped and scaly. They got a wide range of colors, from black to greenish brown, plus the males have a blue underside. Now, when it comes to adorableness, I honestly don't see any reptiles scoring double digits. And even though the western fence lizard, they are little, that is adorable. And even though the western fence lizard's males glow bright blue when they're fucking, that's pretty fun. The fact remains, they just look like anybody over 50 that lives in Nevada. In this category, I'm only going to give them 4 points. These animals are strictly carnivores, which does earn them a couple of badass points. They'll eat any insect or spider they can catch, and they've got powerful jaws, much more powerful than they need for insects. So, a lot of scientists believe that 1, they used to be much bigger and needed those strong jaws for more powerful prey, or 2, it's for the rare insane one to go all Hannibal Lecter and eat other western fence lizards. They're solitary and very defensive of their vaguely defined 25 feet territory. The males, to intimidate each other, will do push-ups like tiny little bros. They are covered in spines, which you would think would be badass, but the spines are too small to actually fend anything off. Birds, snakes, house cats, even shrews will take a chomp on these guys. If you're getting eaten by shrews, you're not going to do too good in this category. The worst thing they have going against them here is that young lizards will get eaten by black widows. If you're a creature that eats spiders but still get taken down by a spider every once in a while, it's not looking good. In this category, they only got 4 points. The western fence lizard, as it is cold-blooded, does hibernate, which we've covered, I appreciate as a stony boy. It does have decent camouflage and can slightly adjust its coloring to match its environment. Not to the extent of a chameleon, but still a pretty handy trick. They do have great reaction times, plus they can run pretty fast and jump pretty far, but the fact is, they have 0 social skills. The whole life of these little guys is eat the bug, run from the bird, fuck the lady lizard. In this category, it's nothing special. They've only got 6 points. Now, old West Fence Liz isn't doing so good, but it's got something coming up in the special skills category. It can lose and regrow its goddamn tail. Lizards are born with what is called a fracture point in their tail. The western fence lizard only has 1, but some lizards have a few, and how it works is they are able to sever their own spinal cord, and the muscles just pull away from each other instead of contracting. They don't need an animal to take a bite of it. If they're getting chased, they can wiggle their own goddamn tail free, and that tail still has enough active muscles that it flops around on the ground, giving the lizard time to escape. Now, this is an incredibly stressful process for the lizard. They don't just do it all the time. They only do it when absolutely necessary, because it takes 4 to 6 months for them to regrow, and it takes a lot of energy to do that. There are over 200 animals on the planet that are capable of this same trick, but most of them are invertebrates, so that's good news for the lizard. The lizard is not the most complex animal that's capable of this trick, though. There are actually a couple species of spiny mice out in Africa that could lose a chunk of flesh and regrow it as well. So, in this category, it's pretty damn cool, but it's not the most unique. I'm going to give it 15 points. The western fence lizard is officially listed as least concern. They are common across the West Coast states, and they're shitty neighboring states too. They're pretty adaptable. They only hibernate as long as they need to, depending on where they are in the country, and they're adaptable to pollution as well. In 2009, we learned that western fence lizards can handle mass amounts of lead in their bloodstream because we were putting mass amounts of lead in their bloodstream. Science, baby! They are even immune to Lyme disease. If a tick infected with Lyme disease bites a lizard, it is cured of that Lyme disease. That's pretty neat. In this category, they got a score of 18 points. When it comes to reptiles, you guys know my catchphrase. Say it along with me. Lizards can suck my hairy, warm-blooded asshole. We gave them a total of 47 points, which is good for 24th place out of 31. They would be right at the bottom because they're gross looking, they're not especially badass, they're certainly dumb, and while they can wiggle a tail free, the only real thing they're bringing to the table is the fact that they will definitely survive us human beings. Thank you guys for tuning in as always, really appreciate it, and I'll be back next week with some new animals.